Hello, I'm Steve Phillips, and today I was going to talk about a few oddball projectiles I found over the years. Um, about 25 or 30 years ago, I had a real good day diving down at Selma in the river, and that day I found six 32-pounder stands of grape like those over there, and that was really good. Confederate, of course. But I found a couple more projectiles. This one is a 6.4-inch reed, and if you look at the bottom, it's got the sort of standard, as Pete George calls it, peppermint patty, um, the iron here, and then the copper ring, sabot. But what's strange about it is the fuse hole, and I've never seen one of these like this anymore. Remember, this is late war. It's the end of the war, and Selma was making a lot of stuff by then, more stuff than anybody, really, more variety, biggest cannons, everything from square nails to belt buckles to the Tennessee was made there, the CS Tennessee, and they made all kinds of different, more different kinds of bayonets than anybody ever imagined. And there's not a lot of paperwork left behind on Selma because remember, it was destroyed by the Yankees and the Confederates before it fell. So I think Selma always gets the short shift. But you'll notice this is iron right here with a tapered hole in it the size of a fuse. So the fuse would go right in. It's a little bit dirty in there, a little rust I didn't grind out or anything, but it's tapered. You notice this end won't go in, but the other end does, and it's tapered for the fuse. So they did away with the fuse holder altogether, and that's pretty neat. I've only have seen one other like this with this type of fuse arrangement, and it wasn't this size. And this right here, I found it at the river a different day, but this one also has, I can't pick it up, has the same iron. It's pitted most everywhere here except for one section right there near the fuse hole, which is neat because that section retains the Selma G stamped in it, which means the shell was completed. And this one, you'll notice the fuse just drops right in, but if you turn it around where the bigger end is there, it just barely goes in, and then it hangs up. So it's tapered too, and it's very, very similar to the other one. This is a 32-pounder shell, and the elongated projectile is also for a rifle 32-pounder. And I think those are very interesting and rare. The same day I found this one, which is a Selma dish sabot. Not the cup, but the dish, and there's got the Selma G right there, and it's a real nice one, but it's a let's see, it's a, what size is that? It's for a rifle 24-pounder, and so it's, if I can find the number there, 5.8 inch, and so it's for a rifle 24-pounder, just a little bit smaller than the 6.4 inch. Got a real nice sabot. But that was a real good day for me. found a lot of really good stuff. And either that day or real close, I also found this one. And let's see. It's a 3.63 inch reed shell. It also has the peppermint patty. Looked at Pete told me that generally means it's made at Selma, which I think that's right. And it has a lead fuse holder, which is I think there was one known like this that Tom Dickey had in his book, but they have taken like a chisel or something and hit across there for some reason. I guess to make the lead fuse holder stay in there, but it's that's what it is. That would go in there if it was cleaned out a little. And so that's a pretty interesting one too. I think Tom said there was one like that, but that's I'd be interested in knowing about what other people think. The trouble on Selma was everything was pretty much destroyed, paperwork and all. So we really don't know, and a lot of other places get credit for what was actually manufactured at Selma. Selma was hugely important by the last year or two of the war, and a lot of the battles that were fought in Mississippi were fought because of Selma. They were really trying to get to Selma, but Forrest generally stopped that normally until the end, and then of course it fell there at the very end. And the Confederates had been destroying stuff for a week or better, shipping it out, putting it on barges, putting it on railroads. Anyway, they could ship it out. And then when the Yankees took it, I remember reading one report where they destroyed 60,000 rounds of artillery ammunition and 2 million rounds of small arms ammunition. So it was hugely important, and we hope to be putting all this stuff in the museum up that they're building up in that they built up in Tennessee at Columbia for the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and hopefully it'll be there where everybody can visit my collection.